Welcome to another Universal Studios Hollywood construction update. We're visiting towards the end of October, which means we're going to see some Halloween Horror Nights, Secret Life of Pets, and lower lot construction. Starting at the Secret Life of Pets, you'll be able to see just outside the attraction is a Simpsons premiere party sign, which is pretty cool. Also, looking outside, you can see that the hole in the wall has been filled in, but not enough that you can't still see it. The thing you're going to notice most is the facades at the front of the show building. We'll have a better look at that once we enter the park, but you can already see from here the brickwork and the detail that has gone into making this attraction. It's going to be incredible. Heading inside the park, the first thing you'll notice on the top of the buildings is lights for Halloween Horror Nights and the scare zones. There's actually a couple of them throughout the street. But one thing I want to point out is that Universal Studios has been charging for fuel rods for a really long time. So while Disneyland is just going to start doing it now, Universal's had it for a while. There are definitely a lot of Horror Nights props outside the Universal Studios store, the New York facades, and the Animation Studios store. But one of the things that surprised me was seeing this really cool dance that team members were doing. I've never seen this before, and it was really awesome. It was also cool seeing Puss in Boots, Fiona, and even Shrek watch along. It certainly was a little bit weird going by the Walking Dead attraction and seeing that it wasn't even open on a night where there was Halloween Horror Nights. But one of the coolest things was right next door seeing the Secret Life of Pets facade peek out over the scrim. Now there's not really much that you can see from inside the park until you go to Minion Way. So let's head over there. It has to be a little bit scary for kids to pass all of these Horror Nights props on the way to Despicable Me Minion Mayhem, but right next door is the Secret Life of Pets off-the-leash dark ride. So there are a couple things to notice here. First, Universal's continuing its style of having the front of their attractions have detailed facades, but the back of the attraction is still just a studio. One thing to note is that while some of the windows do appear to have some sort of pane in them, most of them don't, but this will probably be added after the fact. Looking away from Despicable Me Minion Mayhem and towards the Walking Dead attraction, there's honestly not that much to see, as most of it is covered up by scrim. You can see bits and pieces coming through, but there's not enough. It is pretty funny that even though I was an hour and a half away, I still couldn't escape Disneyland. Now, for Nights with Horror Nights, it was surprisingly low wait times. Forbidden Journey 65, Flight of the Hippogriff 30, Ollivanders 20, Studio Tour only 15, Kung Fu Panda 15, Simpsons Ride was 60, Despicable Me was only 20, and the Walking Dead attraction was closed for the day. Looking at the lower lot, Jurassic World was at 30 minutes, Transformers The Ride 3D was 25, Mummy at 15, Waterworld still closed for lengthy refurbishment. Looking out over the valley, headed to the lower lot, and one thing that for some reason Universal has not gotten rid of are these advertisements for a movie that no one is ever going to see. Now it's time to look at the behemoth. My goodness, have things progressed on this lower lot construction. Not only is the entire second floor completely roofed, but now there's also a third floor. It's clear that this third floor is going to span the entire width of the building because you can see the emergency escape stairs on the far side of the building are on that third floor. My goodness, this building is huge. Getting another high-up view from a different angle, you can just see how big this Mushroom Kingdom, rumored Mushroom Kingdom area is going to be, as it goes all the way from the show building towards Transformers, all the way up to Jurassic World The Ride. Now, rumors do say that the far point of this Mushroom Kingdom area on the left is going to be the highest point of the land, which has been indicated by height balloons released by Universal in the past. I also tried to get a better look inside, but there's really not much to see at this point. you'll be able to see a little bit more from the ground, where you can actually see the top of the show building peeking out over the studio store across from Revenge of the Mummy. It's going to be interesting to see if they choose whether or not to mask this, because it is a massive building. Heading to our alternate viewing area next to Transformers, here is where we can get a much closer view inside the show building and inside of the rumored Mushroom Kingdom area. There's a lot going on, and it's not going to be too long before walls start going up outside the building, and we're not going to be able to see anymore. In this view, you can begin to see just a little bit more inside to see that there's really not much to see. A bunch of steel is going up and there are some people working. One pretty great view of the attraction and surrounding land is from Jurassic World The Ride. So I went on Jurassic World The Ride to see what we could see. Outside Jurassic World The Ride, I just wanted to point this out because I haven't seen it, is the sign that directs you to Harry Potter and Waterworld and the studio tour, even though they're on the upper lot. Now, speaking of Harry Potter, I went on the attraction 4 times today because it kept breaking down. Thank goodness I got the entire thing on film. The first incident happened at the Hermione Granger scene, just outside the loading station. It's here where Hermione Granger actually freezes. Now, I'll just say that the attraction didn't break down. It was a purposeful stop because people weren't able to get on in time. But this happened 3 times in a row. I'll let you watch to see what happens because it's pretty funny to see how the projections and audio are messed up later on in the attraction.
Over here! Alright, say observatory. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
We are experiencing three-dimensional information. Please remain seated in your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. The vehicle may receive motion at any time. We apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for your cooperation. Attention! Ride vehicles will begin moving immediately. Please remain clear of the ride track.
Hang on tight! Ron and Harry will meet you outside!
Hermione did it! They're flying! Keep up, Ron! We're on our way! We'll meet you outside! Sorry about that! Those benches can be a bit dodgy. But we haven't lost anyone yet! Not this week, anyway!
Hey, you lot! Touching the dragon, have you?
Right, come on! We're going to the Quidditch pitch! Look out!
Now, it's around here that the visuals and audio start to get back to normal. So, we'll go to the second breakdown. This happens in the visual effects scene just before the Dementors scene, where Harry Potter is playing Quidditch. It just
我们在
paused.
山谷里面哦。
This is crazy.
说下面是什么假的吗？
就那个嘛，月经啊，
哦，
月经跟着你一直转。
Oh.
对。这都不动的，还车一直动的干掉啊！
The third breakdown had projector issues just after Harry returns to Hogwarts. I'll let you see what happened here.
You've shown great bravery. Feel free to return to Hogwarts anytime. Now, tuck your elbows in.
Vehicles may receive information at any time. We apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for your cooperation.
I will say that it's absolutely crazy that this happened not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row. Thank goodness the 4th time went perfectly, and I had a great ride on the attraction. So today we did a lot. We got a look at construction updates on the upper and lower lot, got to see Halloween Horror Nights just as it's wrapping up, and had some fun on Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. Thanks for joining me, and be sure to subscribe.